about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. What's up, Nassies? 101. Happy Monday. Oilers are hot. They're back, baby. Welcome to EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Hyman. That's the first show I've done with Dusty since 1260.
What?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was really, well, I think it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You seemed a lot happier than doing it with me. So, yeah, I guess it was...
No. As the big guy leaves for Disney World.
My gosh.
Yeah. Good times.
You ever been there?
No.
Never going to go?
Probably not. Have you?
No.
I thought you were going to tell me a cool story about it or something.
My daughter was down in the, was it Disney World in Florida or whatever? And her friend has a special pass to bypass all the lines for the rides. So essentially, they got to, in their day there, might as well have been 2 weeks because they could go on every ride right away, which I don't get. Like, you go down there to go on these rides, but the lines are like 2 hours long. But then there's some people that can go and do it whenever. Like,
Yeah.
I would feel so bad butting in line after seeing some little kids waiting to go on a ride for 2 hours.
Yeah, but they probably paid more for those.
I know, but so what? I don't know.
Anyway.
Dusty's a big kid, so he puts on the Mickey Mouse ears and runs around.
You'll have fun. Good for the big guy to get away for a bit here as the CFL season's just around the corner and he's going to get super duper busy as well. Like always, hit us up on the Nasty Chat. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, hit that thumbs up. Last week, we hit 100 every single day, which was awesome. So why stop? 3 minutes in. Let's keep that rate going, and we should be fine. So slam that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, you can do so as well. As all it does is push our content to the top of your feed. That is all. Don't be scared. It's going to be okay. If you're listening, iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. Joaquin, the Oilers, are they back?
No.
Okay.
No. They partly back. Like, but look, when you look back at the bad games, right? When's the last time you saw a team play really poorly against the Oilers? Maybe the Dallas game.
Yeah.
But before that, trying to think of other games, and they usually get every team's best effort. And I think on this trip, you could say that they got really good efforts from their opponents. I would say they had to work for everything.
I thought the Rangers were really sloppy yesterday. Man, they turned the puck over a lot.
They looked like where the Oilers are a little bit, with some of the decision making, managing the puck. That's what it comes down to. The Oilers did do a better job of doing that in this game than we saw from, say, the Buffalo effort and things like that. So yeah, there's a little bit more commitment to their effectiveness without the puck. I think that what we saw. So
yeah.
that's a step in the right direction. But man, this is a real test. These next few games at home here.
Utah, who's riding high, 2 points out of a wild card spot. Then you got the Winnipeg Jets, best team in the NHL. Then you got the Dallas Stars. I mean, it's going to test them.
Yeah.
It's going to test them. So good on them for winning the 2 games. Again, the offense is still a little bit concerning. They're not scoring a lot. Good to see Arvidsson score and help the team yesterday. You got a lot of good performances. Jeff Skinner was really good yesterday. He drew 2 penalties. He was engaged. They called the BS one on him late in the game.
Yeah, what was the one on him that was bad?
They said it was a cross-check, but they never showed a replay. And that's when Nurse got cross-checked into the net as well.
Well, and it looked like a makeup call because I think it was JT Miller on Connor.
Yeah.
When that wasn't a penalty. Like Connor was moving and Miller they were kind of going the same way, but that was not a penalty. Connor was just in a place where you could have, touched him and he would have fallen down. Yeah. That's just he put himself in that situation. That wasn't a penalty at all.
Perry scores again. McDavid finally shoots because he passed up like 3-4 wide open shots to look for his winger. I shouldn't say Draisaitl. Stuart Skinner solid, made a big save on Mika on their last power play there in the third period to keep it at 2-1. One of his best games for Jeff Skinner. How about the coach sticking with the lines for most of the game? Wow.
Yeah, that was odd. Hey,
what a concept.
I kept waiting for at times I was like, oh, they're together. But then it's just after a power play, right?
Yeah.
So, Connor still looks out of sorts a little bit, right? Like he just...
Well, at least he smiled yesterday.
Yeah, that was good. Well,
that's the first time we've seen him soft.
It's because Leon said something funny on the bench. Probably like,
hey,
about time you shot the puck, you moron. Like he probably said something like that, right?
30 behind me.
Or something, along those lines. But I didn't like the Oilers' power play at all. And how do they get success? Battling in front, sifting pucks through with screens, and out battling for a rebound chance. That's how you score. And the Rangers were guilty of it too. You see guys with the puck in the slot and not shooting it. And you have 2 guys or 3 guys fanning out hoping for one-timers. It's just...
Yeah.
Once a guy gets into the middle of the ice, it should be automatic. Like if I see a teammate's got the puck in the middle of the ice in a good scoring area, I'm going to the net regardless. Yeah. And that's going to take another guy, but I'm looking for garbage.
Yeah, that was the Perry goal on the power play. I mean, like the old guys is playing awesome right now.
How many is that? 14?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So we were throwing out numbers on the old stream. Kapanen gets the bump to the first line. He has 1 goal since January 1st. Since December, Adam Henrique has 7 points. No, what was it, Coop? 10 points? 10 points.
Obviously, Kapanen's scoring a lot in practice, though.
Podkolzin hasn't scored, I think, since January 1st. Or, no, February 1st. Yeah.
He only has 6 goals on the season, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Mark. I mean, Mark. Connor Brown has 1 goal in, 35, 36
I
games?
liked Connor Brown's game, though.
I didn't. He works hard. But
he had some turnovers in the offensive zone. He was dogged on pucks. I don't know why, but my eyes were averted to Connor Brown a little bit, and I was like, man, there's a reason why he's inserted into the lineup on a regular basis, and there's some of those intangible things. He was dogged on pucks, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a break for not, but. You would like a little bit more contributions offensively, but I did think he had an impact on the game.
Okay. Spency 5 cents. He says, I didn't think Perry would have more goals than Arvidsson. He has more goals than everybody in the bottom 6.
Yeah, he's gonna get a 5-year deal here.
Oh, no movement.
No movement. 6 mil a year. What do you get for 15 goals in a season?
Yeah.
2 or 3.
I thought Bouchard was good yesterday. Nurse was solid. Jake Wallman, 6 blocks. He's really coming to his own, man. Like, I'm really liking this player. He's solid. Great pass. He has a booming shot, Joaquin. So, and I know a lot of people were pissed off yesterday that Stuart Skinner got the start. I know you weren't because you're saying roll him, and he was good. Really
people
good.
Were upset about
yeah. They wanted Pickard to start. Yeah.
Why?
Because he won on
Friday. Oh, stop it. Jesus. Did they say they probably would have shut him out if Pickard was in?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
And Skinner had some fun on the post-game show, too, with his interviews saying how he went up to Shesterkin. Hey, can you be my friend? Like, they asked some awkward questions sometimes. I think he was just having fun. I think it was DMB that asked that, or it might have been a New York reporter that said, like, do you look up to him or do you talk to him? He's worried about the game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, in fairness, Shesterkin, the Arvidsson goes off the stick.
Did it?
I think it did.
I don't think it did.
It caught him so off guard.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think it hit the stick. I think the stick was kind of in the way, and the follow-through hit the stick. but that's a perfect shot. Like that's where you want to shoot on goalies, right by the ear, especially when guys butterfly like that. It's much harder to catch a puck inside your body than out.
Yeah,
right?
but it's Arvidsson, so I'm not giving him the benefit.
That was Pavel Datsuk's mantra, though, right? Aim for the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
what? What did you just say?
I said it's Arvidsson, so I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's been awful this year. Sure, great goal, scored the winner. Yeah. If he can get hot, score 10 here in the final 15.
A bad weekend?
Negative Nancy.
No, I'm a hard to please. Hey, you can't sit here and say you're happy with the like. Sure, they've won 2 straight, but I want to see more. They got to win tomorrow.
You just never. You got to take the good of what you had. Though.
No, I know. Good for Arvidsson. I was happy for him, and you can tell by the way he celebrated. He's like, "Oh, damn time."
Well, he's got a couple goals here, right?
Yeah.
So great shot. But if that goes on Skinner, it's a horrible goal.
Yeah. Oh, horrible.
But very difficult to stop. I'll say that, especially with the stick in the way.
See, people are saying it was deflected. I agree.
I don't know. I don't think it was.
Quaddy says, "Who cares? It went in." Yeah. No, I know. I'm not. Hey, good on them. I really wanted Jeff Skinner to score. He was playing good yesterday. We'll tee up the show. It's going to be a lot of Oilers, a lot of F1. March Madness is about to get underway. I want to talk about the NHL wild card race in the West. It is heating up, hockey, and that's going to be fun to watch. Salim Valji from TSN in Calgary will join us. We're going to talk about the red hot. Well, not the red hot. We're going to talk about the surprising Flames. They haven't dropped off. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot, and they're in Toronto tonight. This is heating up, and I know you want to talk about one of your favorite goalies, Wolf, the Wolfman.
It's a one-man wolf pack.
So that's kind of the show for today, having lots and lots of fun. Of course, we want you to participate. River Korean Box 780-218-9999 or hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Joaquin, 4 home games. They got to go at least 3-1.
You know, I don't know. Do they?
They do, man.
They're 9 points up. Like it has to be a steady progression of their game.
So Utah, Winnipeg, Seattle, Dallas.
Utah, yeah. I mean, they're all Western Conference points, right? So they are important. But I think they're getting closer and closer to being more competitive throughout the whole lineup, right? You saw a little bit more commitment without the puck against the Rangers. There were actually guys getting in lanes, like making them have to make better decisions with the puck or taking away options that the Rangers had to do something else with the puck instead of just having free lanes to the net, you know? So I liked what I saw. There was a lot of really good things.
It was one of their better games.
Definitely.
Since 4 Nations. So, but that's what I mean. Like me and Dusty were talking, like tomorrow, like for me, like I don't want to hear excuses like Dusty with Tecmo. Like I don't care.
What did he say?
Well, he's making excuses why he lost. He was on the wrong side. And,
no, I'm thinking no excuse that this is you come home after a road trip and that
I don't want to hear that.
That's a joke.
Yeah, I don't care.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about that they're coming off a road trip. Go out there and win that game tomorrow. You're going to get a feisty Utah group who wants to win because they're trying to make the playoffs. They're only 2 points out. They're one of the hottest teams in the NHL, Joaquin. So for me, it's like, remember when they beat Dallas and Montreal and we're like, hey, they're feeling good. And then they go and lay an egg against Buffalo and it was an enormous step back. That's what I don't want to see happen tomorrow. This team is far too talented to be struggling as mightily as they have since the 4 Nations, even a little bit before that. But that's why for me, I think a 3-1 homestand is the minimum that I would accept.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I mean, you'd like them just to start gaining that home ice confidence that they had last year, where they were just unbeatable at home.
And this is unreal too. Dusty brought up they haven't scored 4 or more goals in back-to-back games since the mid-January.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, again, I think that it's a little bit of teams preparing a little bit better for the Oilers than you think, and taking advantage of them to a point. They lacked confidence. They were a fragile team there for a while. The fragility of this team seems to have gone away a little bit. I would say.
Yeah.
And hopefully you get Frederick and see what he's capable of soon here.
Yeah, I'm so intrigued to see him play, where he's going to fit in, the energy he's going to bring in. I think he's going to be a positive for this team. So, yeah, me and Dusty were, so a lot of people call me negative, but me and Dusty just on the old stream said the Oilers in their final 15 will go 11-4.
11-4.
A little too optimistic, maybe?
I mean, you want to go in feeling good about yourself, right? I think that's important. Playing important games that have some meaning. Look, I think it's going to be the Kings.
Yeah.
Most likely, right? So that battle is going to come down to home ice here. And I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's okay to start on the road against Kings, even though they have a great record at home? Or does the past performance in playoffs trump the season that the Kings are having right now? Or is it what happened in the past doesn't matter anymore?
It's a good question, man. I'm kind of,
because they're good at home. What is it, 22-3 now?
yeah, but like I find the playoffs such a different animal, and we've seen it with the Oilers here. Like they dominated Winnipeg one year and they got swept. Do you know what I mean? It kind of, Vancouver dominated the Oilers in the regular season last year, and the Oilers beat them. So I'm just worried about LA because it's 4 straight times, and you're bound to.
You think
to
so?
flip the script eventually.
So you're you're just thinking it's the flip of the coin.
Yeah, like I think if there's ever a year LA is going to do it, it's this year. I think they're a good team.
They are a really good team. They
and if the Oilers, like let's say in the final 15, they're hovering above 500 in the final 15. I think that's still concerning for a team if they still can't score. If the goaltending's up and down, if the special teams is up and down, the defensive play, Joaquin, like if none of this is cleared up, and I know it's a little bit unrealistic to have all those things at top notch, but you gotta build on some of these areas for the Oilers. And for me right now, better for sure. Like I said, yesterday their game was good. They played well defensively, took advantage of some opportunities. You got to keep building on that. But yeah, LA scares me, man.
What's good about the Oilers is the PK I think is, what is it, like 27 for 29 over the last little bit. That's because, let's face it, that was such a key part of last year's run. Like it was so good, the Oilers penalty kill, that even other teams were talking about it. It was, like we've got nothing against these guys on the PK, on the PP.
And that's the thing, you start fresh in the play. Right? So you can put away your bad percentage in the regular season and just say, hey, guys, we did it last year.
Look at this last little segment. Yeah. We're rolling here.
The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tab 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. We got to take a quick break. We'll continue the Oilers talk. I got a question from Liquid Beaver here, and we'll get to that after. And don't go anywhere because we're going to talk to Koob. He was in the Heavy Hockey Showdown fundraiser game this weekend, and we're going to show his goal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's got a nice little video done up, but until we hit, what should we hit? Because I want to show this sooner than later, but we need to hit a certain amount of likes to see Koob.
Where are we at?
We're at 30.
Okay, let's go 40.
40 more. So
want to get it over with, hey?
At 70.
I want to see this catastrophe.
Koob is going to show us his highlight reel from the weekend. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Keep hammering that thumbs up. Keep sending us messages to the Nasty Chat and the River Korean box. 780-218-9999. Oh, and big shout out to Ken. He just brought us donuts.
Yeah, Ken.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ken, for the mid-afternoon snack. We're back after the break.
Just one Canadian matchup, 5 games around the NHL. Toronto hosting Calgary, New Jersey meets Columbus before the Kings face off against the Wild. And on the court, there's 10 games. The Raps play the Suns. Knicks battle the Heat before Denver takes on Golden State. Maverick star Anthony Davis is headed to the G League as he continues to recover from a left adductor sprain. Davis has played just one game for his new team since he was acquired 6 weeks ago in a blockbuster deal that saw Luka Doncic become a Laker. In spring training, the Jays lead 2-1 over the Phillies at the bottom of the 7th. The team has announced that Jose Barrios starts opening day on the 27th against the Orioles, and right-hander Max Scherzer continues to face thumb issues on his pitching hand after he hit the 50-pitch mark throwing against minor leaguers this morning. He underwent an MRI last week, seeing no structural damage to his arm. Elsewhere, Canada's Rachel Homan beat Denmark's Madeleine DuPont 9-3 in round-robin action at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf. Step into a whole new golfing experience with 240 unique courses for you to play, featuring innovative technology that automatically tees a ball up for you while replicating real-life ball lies, shifting the ball in 24 different directions. Gimme Virtual Golf, where innovation meets the game. Visit their website at gimmevirtualgolf.ca. I'm Zachary Kubish. EST Afternoons returns on the other side of the break.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's got the best flavor? Come taste the heat and get your wing fix anytime. Plus 69-cent wings all day Wednesdays. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Take your career to the next level with Nate's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. Learn more about safety supervision, scheduling, cost control, and most importantly, how to lead a team. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
UFC 314 goes down at the Canadian Brewhouse on April 12th. Watch every knockout on the most TVs with epic food and drinks in the best atmosphere. Don't miss the action. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
.124. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're live from the William Huff Studios since 1952. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Bruce will take care of you. He's the best in the city. I promised I was going to get to Liquid Beaver Gager says, if the Oilers win the Pacific, is there a chance they could play Minnesota in the first round? What do you think of this matchup?
Minnesota in the first round?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's
scary, too.
Yeah. Everyone's scary, though. You look at, is Kaprizov back? Will he back
he should be back.
That's the big question mark. I mean, Boldy's awesome. Eriksson Ek, he's an Oiler killer too. Yeah, no, I mean, big physical game. I think I think the Minnesota Wild are better suited for playoff hockey almost than regular season, right? Fully healthy. I think they can do. Every team can do some damage. Like there seems to always be some upsets here or there.
Yeah.
What's really scary is I was watching earlier today, and who knows, because we've talked to people in this organization in the media, and they've all said the same things. But watching Gabriel Landeskog rip around the ice in practice, like with the big team right now,
it's like a documentary on his return.
Is there?
Yeah, I've been seeing like trailers for it.
I mean, that could obviously bolster the Avalanche, but then you got a guy that hasn't played in 3 years, essentially. Has it been 3 years? Is it 3 years?
2 years? Oh yeah, almost. Yeah, I think so.
That's a long time. So I don't know how effective he is or what role he plays, but either way, it's a pretty good player coming back into your lineup.
Is there any team that doesn't scare you if you're an Oilers fan, though? I just think we're kind of fragile in that sense, so we get a little bit concerned.
No, every team's good in the playoffs. Yeah. Like, you can't...
Anything could happen.
Yeah. The only team that I think Edmonton could have their way with, if it did, would be Vancouver for some reason.
I was just going to say that.
That's the only team. Every other team plays a style of hockey that is... The Oilers will have to be... They won't be able to outskill. They're going to have some intangibles. And listen, some other players are going to have to step up. Look at just the last few games, and I mean, I don't know. Well, Perry's... he plays in the bottom six, but I almost look at him as a top six guy. But it's funny. You look at secondary scoring. So Perry and Arvidsson score, and what a difference it makes in the game.
Because one of these guys that is struggling in the regular season is going to show up in the playoffs. Arvidsson, Skinner, Janmark, Podkolzin. One of them is going to be like that hero guy.
The
Goal
Pisani
full
juice.
Pisani. Yeah. Who will that be? Who will that be? I mean, I don't want to say Trent Frederick because we haven't seen him. He might just be really good off the hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Adam Enrique that guy who's struggling mightily?
Yeah, he is. He is struggling.
So, who's going to be the Pisani of the Oilers this year? Who was it last year? Outside of the big boys, obviously.
Well, I think it was
Holloway.
No, I think it was a combination of everyone, right? I think that line of Enrique, Janmark, and Brown. They were at times Edmonton's best line out there. Right? They tilted the ice and got the momentum going in the other direction.
Yeah, I know Holloway had a few big goals. Connor Brown chipped in. I mean, Mark was awesome in the playoffs. Bouchard was on another planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they're going to the playoffs, and right now it seems like they are going to get the LA Kings unless Vancouver or Calgary really get hot here down the stretch and one of these teams fall. No, they're only 4 points back of Vegas. Same amount of games.
It's still a possibility, I guess, but I don't see them catching them. I don't know why.
They have a big game, too, coming up in, I think, a couple of weeks or 3 weeks. That's going to be a big one. The second last game of the season, Joaquin, is against the Kings. Imagine they're like tied.
Well, oh God.
Oh,
yeah. Is that's on the road?
I think it's here in Edmonton.
Oh, is it?
April 14th, 8:00 start. I'll be in Mexico, but checking in on the boys, see how they're doing.
Yeah, imagine if that game means something. That's tough.
That's because you kind of want to rest guys going.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? So
but they might not. But you know why that happens? Because you had a slow start and you drop games like you do against Buffalo and Anaheim. That's when you look back at those games and say, "Damn."
There's always those. I remember one coach I had all the time, and he preached forever. Those first month and a half, these points are so important because there's going to be lulls in the season where we're struggling a bit. but we need to get these points because at the end of the year, they're going to make all the difference. I mean, you could say that for everything. But
Hachi says, we said we'd steamroll Vancouver before round 2 last year. Didn't exactly work out that way. I never said that. I was terrified of the Canucks last season.
I said that the Oilers were going to lose against Vancouver.
But this year, I think there's just too many things going bad for Vancouver. Like I think they're almost they're set up to be out in the first round, and they all just want to go on to their vacation home and be like, "What a year!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, never say never. Because Lankinen, can he steal a series? Maybe. Quinn Hughes is all world. He's one of the best defensemen in the league, but they can't score either, right, Joaquin? They don't have a lot.
No, they and a lot depends on Quinn Hughes too. And Dusty made a good point this morning of him being nominated for the Hart. Maybe not winning, right?
Yeah.
But he deserves to be in the conversation, which I agree with.
But he's also hurt, right? And he played 29 minutes last night, Joaquin, half the game.
Crazy. But he skates so well. Like those guys, it doesn't matter how much they don't get tired. Like they're just so efficient on their edges. It's like Makar. But I would still pick Makar over Hughes.
I'm disappointed, Gage. We said 70 thumbs up to see Koob's goal.
I said 40.
Oh, no. I thought you meant 40 on top of the 30.
No.
Okay. How about 50? 6 more.
6 more.
You haven't seen it, have you?
No.
You want to see it.
Do I want to see it?
So let's get to 50 and we'll show Koob's magic from the weekend.
The magic.
Heard he was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Played a lot better than last year. I asked Maddie. I got a couple bruises from a couple blocked shots. I was playing defensively. Like,
jeez.
Yeah, I know. Do I get any performance bonuses? Come on. All right. Well,
So Tommy got traded.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then everybody was all over him.
he volunteered for a trade. That's the difference. He didn't just get traded. He volunteered to
waved
be the
his
guy.
no movement. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I heard Belzy was playing at 50% because he's just too good. Like, if he was at 100, he would have just owned everybody.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He didn't play any defense, though. Like he said. I mean, he said
He's a
never did.
defenseman.
He
was
did.
on forward, though.
Yeah.
For a defenseman, he would go up and tell his goalies, "Yeah, well, we'll see you after the game."
And then Tommy's brother, Paulie, won MVP.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he any good?
I guess he was really good.
He's better. Yeah.
He's better than Tom?
That was the
so
chant.
then
yeah.
people were chanting.
I can't remember. Tom, I guess I played against Tom one game, and I didn't know.
I heard he's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Tommy's good. Oh, yeah. He carried last year, him and Dusty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This time it was me and Belzy.
Dusty
then there
carried?
was
He carried Dusty?
They carried the team.
Oh, they
Both of
carried
them.
the
Both of them.
team.
No.
there was rumors that Tommy didn't start the game on time because he was getting his skates sharpened by the old Kings guy, a Rogues, and it took forever. And I'm like, geez, Tommy,
Yeah, he was
just
standing
play,
on the
man.
bench.
Well, he needed. Oh my god.
Yeah, he was standing on the bench, fully dressed, no skates though, right?
God, is he high maintenance?
Yeah,
eh?
he had the summer skates on.
Really?
On the bench, yeah. I'm like, get
Jeez.
out there, Tommy.
Did
But
he have
was
to go
just-
play like kickball before and stuff like that? Did he have his
He's
whole
playing
routine?
sewer ball. Yeah.
Did he loofah after?
I think so.
Jason Akadian says Zach was a rock on the back end. Oh, look at that.
All right.
Oh, that's it.
You played
Too
like
kind,
a
too
young Jake Wallman.
I don't have the step there. I kind of tried to emulate like a Bouchard, but I guess I didn't. I played defense actually, so.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Can I point out that you guys aren't wearing any green whatsoever? right
I'm
now?
wearing a green hoodie, but it's so damn hot in
Okay,
here I had to
that's
take it off.
Yeah.
Gager.
Gage, you got to get pinched.
Okay.
Gager's not you got the Monday blues, eh?
I'm fine. What are you talking about?
I don't know. You look angry, right, Zach?
Everyone thinks I'm angry for some reason.
Just like you scare some of our listeners, I'm scared of you right now.
You're not scared.
Sure.
Jeez. What the?
Tweety Bird.
Tommy played like a young Stu Barnes.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Because I can't remember Tommy from when I played against him.
Well,
But I didn't know him then.
He played for the team in Edmonton called the Red Wings, I think, and they're pretty good. Like growing up.
Yeah, like
Growing
the
up,
North
yeah.
Side
Yeah,
Red Wings.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But didn't he
Something
play
like
with Belzy too as a kid? They played on the same team.
Oh,
I
I don't know about that.
think they did.
that?
But Beldy at 50% is just unreal, according to Iwanek.
Hmm.
Like, you can see when he would turn it on, but he's just that more dominant than everybody?
Oh, dude, it was crazy. Like,
So yeah, you were there.
yeah,
one
well,
night.
like playing on the ice there, it was just wild. You knew when he got the puck, and he didn't have like his name or number on the back of a jersey. It was just blank jersey. But it's crazy to see a former NHLer on the ice. Just the skill difference there. And I know we're playing with a bunch of beer leaguers, and some people couldn't really skate. I mean, I was, kind of one of them. But when he took a shot, if you blinked, you would miss it. It was that hard.
That's funny.
I like to see
Very good, very
Bell
good.
go against Cass.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like playing with either of those guys because they try so hard to score.
Do they?
Oh my God. Belzy. Yeah, I'll never play with Belzy again. Ever. Because he came and rocked one off my shoulder. And shot as hard as he possibly could to try to roof it. I'm like, really?
What are you doing?
Could have just shot on the ice, it would have went in.
That's too funny. I love Bill.
That's
Boom,
great.
boom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've done it. We've hit 50, but we're going to save it for the next segment. So make sure you tune it in. We'll see what he does. Oh, look at that. There. Oh.
Is that a young Tom Gazzola?
That's a young Tom Gazzola.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at that, eh?
In the Red Wings silks, he's got the.
Looks
He
like a
must have
young-
had the Swedish.
He looks like a young
Swedish hair
Kirk
cream
Maltby
there.
with that hair, eh?
It's
Maltby
good.
had sweet hair.
Maltz lost it though. Well, Kirk was funny because, I mean, I don't know if this comes across as funny talking about, but he was like an agitator even in practice.
Oh, really?
Right? So we were a terrible team. Like one time we had a players only meeting on the ice with Bucky. It was one of the first times we didn't have to go somewhere and drink beers to discuss. But Bucky basically said, "Look, boys, we got to turn this around because let's face it, half of us couldn't even play on other teams." That's what Bucky said. But Maltz would skate around and yell at guys if they didn't have their chin strap up. Like you go, "Do up your chin strap!" Like
Yeah.
he would just be on you all the time. And then there was a really sad day. We were in the airport and he got traded to Detroit. And I was like, Jesus, this guy even going to play in Detroit? Like, because Detroit was a wagon at that point. But then like Waiter was going, what's he going to do? Is he going to skate up to Fedorov and go, "Do up your chin strap"?
And he probably did. He was part of the famous grind line. Yeah,
I know. And then he went on to being just a stud. Oh, yeah. Look at Tommy's.
Big Hugh says that was about 2,000 Kelly strips ago.
2,000.
Like a young Moritz
That was
Seider.
more than last weekend.
Oh, Tommy. Yeah. Got to try to get some old Oilers on here. Tell some stories.
And that'd be great.
Jason Arnett. Joe.
I tried to get I talked to Freddie Brathwaite, but Arnie's, I don't know. How's the fantasy team doing in F1?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
I've already used some chips and I've lost all control.
You've used chips?
Yeah, don't you get like valuable like chips that you can use during the year?
Yeah. You used some?
Well, I'm going to
Why?
because I'm angry.
We only can use them once.
Let's see here. I played against Sean Bell back when he played for, I think that's Casey. Scary dude when he turns it up. Confirmed.
Oh, yeah. Part of the greatest world junior team of all time.
Yeah.
What year was that? 03, was it?
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or
I think he was
05.
with Braden Coburn or something he was paired with on the back end.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Host your team or league fundraiser at the Canadian Brew House for a chance to win $2,500 with tons of options to choose from. The Canadian Brew House can help you raise funds for your crew. Details in store or online at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Up next, Cube Highlights. Who's ready for that? I know Joaquin is. How about you? Keep hammering the thumbs up and keep sending us messages on the River Cree Box 780-218-9999. We're back after the break. Here's Coop with your sports update.
5 games dot the NHL slate. The Flames challenge the Leafs. Philly hits the ice in Tampa Bay while the Bruins take on the Sabres from Boston. NBA action sees Toronto visit Phoenix. The 76ers and Rockets going at it before the Spurs play the Lakers. And from Dallas Mavericks, star Anthony Davis reports to the G League after he continues to recover from his left adductor sprain. He's been out 6 weeks, only seeing 1 game with his new team since being dealt from LA in a trade that saw Luka Doncic become a Laker. And the Jays are in action. They're down 4-2 against the Phillies at the bottom of the 8th. Earlier, Max Scherzer reported continued pain in his right thumb after hitting 50 pitches against minor leaguers earlier this morning. And the 40-year-old underwent an MRI last week, seeing no structural damage to his pitching arm. On the ice, Canada's Rachel Homan got past Denmark's Madeleine Dupont 9-3 in the LGT World's Women's Curling Championship. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. After the break, we recap a bit of the Heavy Hockey Showdown that transpired over the weekend. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Dusty looked disgusted by it. Everyone else was like, no, like, this is our team. And then Tommy steps up, he's like, I'll do it. And Tommy just traded himself off of Team Edmonton Sports Talk. And he stayed in our room the rest of the intermission.
No.
Every time Tommy touched the puck, he got booed. He would touch the puck and be, boo! It was great.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you? Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Someday, you'll be shedding your tears.
A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Missing the course? The Canadian Ice House is here to keep your skills sharp. Trackman golf simulators are open. Real golf action right in downtown Edmonton. Don't let the off-season slow you down. Visit us in-store or check out thecanadianicehouse.com for all the details.
Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. 28 thumbs up away from 100. Let's get there. Oilers return to action tomorrow when they host the Utah Jazz. The Utah Hockey Club, 7 o'clock. Should be a fun game. We'll see if Ekholm returns. See the status of Klimberg. Hopefully we find out how much longer Trent Frederick will be out as well. Be good to know that. And see the line combinations. Maybe they stick with what they had the last 2 games. Who knows? But and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Stuart Skinner between the pipes. But nonetheless, let's get to what everybody's been waiting for. Koo participated on Team EST for the Heavy Hockey Showdown. Great job by Dash and his crew there, creating funds. It was a fun time. Maddie was there. Reed stopped by for a visit. Belsey played Tommy, Dusty. So it was good times. Good times. But you can tee this up, Koo. What are we going to watch here?
Well, a gentleman by the name of Alex Wolf donated $150 to the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. That's what the Heavy Hockey Showdown was in support of.
Yes.
Over $28,000 raised from the event. And, of course, earlier last week, it was announced that some of their funding has been cut. So they're in need of support more than ever. But it was a great event overall. EST sweep Team Heavy Hockey 2-0.
Nice.
Just 2 mini games. We played 36 minutes each game. A little bit of a halftime. It was a great performance overall. But $150 was donated for me to get 2 shootout coupons at any point in either of the games. Head coach Pizza Boy could redeem it to get me on the line there and go for a shot. And I guess I'll explain it this way. So he wanted to do it right off the hop before puck even dropped for the first game. But Surveyor Brett, the referee, said no can do. First whistle. So we get scored on probably 14 seconds into the game. So he says, okay, Koob, you're getting out there. You got to tie us up, kill the momentum right away. And I was thinking triple deke. I don't know what else I was thinking. A Datsuk move. I'm not skilled enough to do that. So I thought I'd go for the Linus Omark special. I'm deeming this the Koobian Slap-o-rama, I guess. I don't know. I'm not Omark. So, of course, he went for the spinorama and then the slap shot and scored for beating Tampa Bay when he was a member of the Oilers. And I'll just run the clip and the call right here.
As Omar can win the game for the Oilers right here. Omar against Ellis. The spin move, the shot, the goal! Welcome to the big leagues, Linus Omar. Does the spinorama? Let's get this show started. This kid loves the spotlight and jams a 5-hole on Dan Ellis. What a first game in the National Hockey League for a 23-year-old phenom from Sweden. I don't care where you go, you're never going to find a better first shootout attempt in the National Hockey League.
I remember celebrating that goal like they had won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, it was. I was at that game, and I told the story, but yeah, walking out, like you would have thought, oh my, he could have got a street named after him after that goal. Like everyone was so pumped. Oh my God, we've got him. We've got the next phenom. Too. Yeah.
He was a good player, man. I'll be honest, I don't think he got a lot of opportunity. He was good, man.
Where is he now? Is he in? I think he's in the Swedish league or something.
Yeah, he's just destroying people.
Well, is he a legend for doing that though?
And that call from the legendary Kevin Quinn.
Awesome
guy, right?
Louis there,
yeah,
as well. But yeah, and those were tough years for the Oilers. They were really, really bad.
Ooh, we really thin.
So we celebrated everything.
And I told you after that game, I was so upset because Stamkos got interviewed and said that it was so disrespectful to do that move. Like, quiet.
Well, it's a shootout for a reason, right? You want to fool the goalie in some way.
Oh,
You're not going to just go up and try and shoot short side.
If you're fooled by a guy doing a spinorama at the blue line, you shouldn't be in the NHL, all right?
At center.
Yeah.
Well, it did go 5-hole too, right?
All right. Are we ready for the Coobs version?
Yeah, well.
Oh, my gosh.
I did run it after. The spinorama isn't showed in the clip here, but I did do the spinorama. Probably not as smooth as he did. And I did do the slow-mo clip of it after. It was already slow motion, but I wound her up, tied it 1-1 after Coach Pizza Boy called me to the line. But I went 5-hole. I was aiming maybe
somewhere
glove
else.
side, but it did go in. It did go in, and everyone was hyped. Killed their momentum for Team Heavy Hockey.
And you
propelled
dusted
us
off
for
the stick too and put it in the holster there?
Oh, yeah. I had to do the
Clapper,
stick twirl there. Yeah, that one made it there on the news. So it was a pretty fun highlight of the event for sure.
Not bad.
Probably my first 2 shootout attempts ever in my hockey career. I don't think my coach has ever said, "Hey, buddy,
how'd the other one go
to the line?" Well,
He didn't look. I thought it was going to be full Bambi, like your ankles grabbing the ice there.
I'm not that bad. I mean, I've been skating since I was like 5 years old, but you know, tier 6 hockey, right?
I just the last time I saw you on ice, I was worried for your safety and everyone else around you.
Which I usually am. I improved quite a bit. I, GM Iwanek put me, in the training circuit. I guess you could say it was a tough summer.
Yeah, like you
for the
scored
workouts.
that goal and you actually turned without falling into the corner. Like I
well,
so like, and you put your hands above your head. That's
And then one foot on the ice, the other one lifted.
lifted.
Yeah.
It had to look smooth, right?
Well,
You had
what
to
the hell
sell
was
it,
a
too.
spinorama?
Yeah.
Well, I know it was cut off from that clip there. I know the boys at Heavy Hockey definitely have the quick clip somewhere. Maybe we
Was
can
that
put it
Hunter in the stands too?
Hunter was there. Yeah, Rob Clark did the anthem as well. It was a pretty solid time. But for my second shootout attempt to answer your follow-up question, I guess there, Hernan, it was not as pretty. Good thing it wasn't needed. We still won the game. But
you did fall the second time.
Yeah, I fell. Yeah, I was gonna get to that. I did fall the second time. I went to go shoot it short side, and it just went over the top of the net by like a couple feet. I looked like Alex Chason basically on that one shot that he had where he just roofed it up into the netting and then fell swiftly into the corner there.
We
Didn't
don't
get
have
injured.
we don't
Didn't
have
get
that
injured.
one.
I hope not.
Oh,
I hope not.
man.
Maybe a
Too
slow mo
bad.
version of that would be good too.
Too bad.
Rip City Step says, which one was Omar? Big Uke says he did fall into the corner on the second shift.
Oh, that's good. That is
Norman,
great.
Oklahoma says, I was there. Electric. Gager is right. Leaving the building was awesome. That place had perma grin there for the Omar goal. C-Run says, a goalie trash talking your skating ability is rich. Are goalies good skaters?
Probably better than C-Run.
Definitely better than me.
Because you guys gotta I don't know. Surveyor Brett, he almost took me out of the corner.
I just heard Dusty say he's still sore from the hockey.
Yeah.
Well, my back hurts from carrying the team.
Oh,
Nah, I'm
yeah,
kidding,
they're
I'm
back to
kidding,
say
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Tommy was pretty sore yesterday too. Yeah,
Was he?
the back. Yeah.
Must be tough being 38.
Chris says, not bad, Coop. Better than I expected. The
Me
way-
too.
yeah, right
I
on.
surprised myself. I think that was the best part of it. But
great.
the best part of it was we
You're
won
a-
the championship.
You're a good sport, Coop.
Yeah. I was the emotional support there. I was yelling at everybody. Positive affirmations, of course, unless you were team Heavy Hockey and somebody named Tom Gondola.
How's
yeah.
Trev?
He's definitely a guy who might turn and twist on the ODR, but he's not
Okay.
the best skater. He's good. He's got good hands. Like he played
Yeah.
ball hockey and stuff, but he's not the most swift skater.
I'm confused, Norman. Are you saying it was the electric after Coop's goal or the Omar goal? Oh,
I think both. It looked like both had some,
Darn rights.
maybe not full power plant for Coob, but there was some energy going through the rink I could see there.
Oh hell yeah! And it was funny because Dusty when we won, he was captain of Team EST. Of course, he gets the trophy and he's like, "Coob, here it is." So he handed it off to me.
Oh,
We
yeah,
did a
you
couple
got it
laps.
handed off to you.
Oh yeah, and then I
Wow.
handed it off to Belzy. So I can
wow.
say I handed a trophy to a former
Wow.
NHLer. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
did anyone drop the trophy?
I actually almost did.
So Norman says, after Coop's, wow, that electric, eh?
That's great.
Coop was all gas, no brakes on that second penalty shot from Pizza Boy.
I guess the wall was the break. It was like a break testing.
Did you get just a little too confident in the second one, maybe? And you're like,
It's
okay.
all gas.
I was trying to be a little bit too fine with my shot. Instead of getting the goaltender to kind of shift and find that open space, I tried to pluck it right over his shoulder into the corner. And I've done it before, but no, not on that play. And I went to go turn on my weak side, I guess, turning like on that first goal. I looked so graceful because I can turn my right skate over my left, but the other way I'm not as strong, and that's why I tumbled.
Hey, Coop, so Surveyor Brett just sent a picture to the text line. Can you put it up? I got to show Gage. This is hilarious.
I got you.
Yeah, thank you. We'll get to it. I don't know. It's exactly how I expect Coop to look.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get it up here right away. But if you were at the event, who was the best hockey player? Was it Paulie Gazzola? Was it Tom? Was it Dusty? No one's really mentioned Dusty in this.
No.
He's pretty good.
It's funny because I thought that picture of him was at the end of the game, but it was like at the anthem.
Yeah.
He looked like he played like the fifth overtime.
Look at this picture.
Oh, yeah.
Assistant coach Matthew Wanick. He's not impressed. Look at
No, he
Koobian.
was. We were good. We're chilling. We're chilling.
It's like a young Dylan Holloway listening, right?
Yeah.
Just like taking it all in.
I
right?
don't think it was much listening. I think I was yapping the whole time.
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. He's like, hey, turn around and watch the game.
Yeah, focus, man. You're out next.
Which way's the Zamboni going?
Oh, that's a wonderful.
You're telling me I'm shooting that way?
Oh, that's funny.
That's a. Let's see here. Coob's first one was electric. Once we saw the spin, we knew EST wasn't losing. Pizza Boy Koob, it was an honor to be your coach.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Mike says Belzy by a wide margin.
Oh yeah, and he offered to serve a penalty as well. Like he was out on the ice. I think we got the extra man on ice penalty, and there's Belzy in the box, Sporting Team EST. He was like he was running people over to be like, no, I'm going in the box. I'm sitting in the box. I'm taking a couple minutes in the box. So team player for sure.
Probably beer over there. That's why. It's funny when you play against NHLers and stuff, because when I used to go out to like alumni skates more, you'd get some guys that had recently retired. I remember one year, Andrew Ferentz came out and he was at the end, but he was still in really good shape. He's always in good shape, but you look at him on the ice and they look, oh my gosh, this guy is so slow. He can't play. And then he comes out on the ice with just, old pros and stuff that are good. And he is by far the best player. He is lighting guys up. Who was the other guy?
It's Andrew Ferent's birthday today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
There's Dusty.
Oh my gosh, he looks exhausted.
I thought that was at the end of the game.
I thought that was the end of the game. It was during the anthem. What was the big defenseman, big shot, played for the Islanders and Boston, I think. He's from here.
Oh, Johnny Boychuk.
Boychuk came out. It was I think he just announced his retirement, right? And some non-ex-pro gave him just a terrible pass. And he, in stride, he dragged his back foot, kicked the puck up to his stick, went wide on a guy and backhand sauced it back door to a guy, right? And you were just like, holy smokes, it's crazy. That this guy just retired and he can still pull stuff off like that. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. And that's probably even Belzy, you get out there, his hands and shot. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Even Cass, the scariest thing about Cass is when he gets out there and starts skating. And you realize how fast he can go. Just imagine him being a defenseman and him running into the corner going to finish his check on you. I'd be out 4 to 6 decades.
A lot of people say number 13 was good. Who's 13, Koob? Do you know?
Gosh, I'm trying to remember. 13. No.
It wasn't Belzy. Was it?
No, Belzy, I don't think had enough. Gosh, who was it? No, I don't remember. But definitely, I remember 13 standing out for sure.
Awesome. Good stuff, Koob. You're a good sport. Hell of a goal. Congratulations on EST for winning it. We got the cup here in the house as well.
I might get the A on my jersey next year. I don't know.
One step at a time.
Jeez,
one step at a time. One step at a time, Koob. All right, guys, that does it for hour one. Coming up in hour two, we're going to talk some F1 fun race. They're right back at it this week. We also got Indy on Sunday as well. We got it's a double race week. We'll continue the Oilers talk. We'll talk about the wild card race in the West, which is heating up for sure. And on this day in sports history, there is a big trade. And this gentleman that came together is one of the best to do it. And he is loved here in Edmonton. We'll get to all that in hour two, 2:20. Salim Valji from TSN in Calgary, as we'll talk Flames, one of those teams fighting for a wild card spot. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. We're back after the break.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Local boxer. It's Alexis Kubicki. So you won, and then what did you do that night after you fought?
An hour later, I went right to Fatburger. Had one drink, not even a full drink.
What do you have, a Smirnoff Ice?
No, I actually had Coke with vodka.
The Coke and vodka, and then...
Of course, and a chicken burger, and enjoyed the night.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon, 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's got the best flavor? Come taste the heat and get your wing fix anytime. Plus 69-cent wings all day Wednesdays. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
.202, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on this Monday. The weather's getting better. March Madness is this week. Oilers play 3 games. What else? I'm really enjoying Daredevil.
Race week, man.
It's race week, double race week. It's good times, man. Good times. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat if you're watching on the YouTube channel. Slam that thumbs up. We're only 19 away from 100. Of course, at 3 o'clock, Reed Wilkins will take you right up until 6. He's riding solo. He'll be with Koob. He has a fun show. He has Luke Gazdick on the show, so make sure to keep it locked here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And if you want to text in, it's the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Tomorrow we'll head to Utah to talk some Utah Hockey Club. We'll also have another round of Heat and Smoke with Koob as he tries to stump Gager and I think we're tied 1-1 in the season series right now, so we'll have some fun with that as well. And of course, it's another Oilers game day. They're finally home. It feels like it's been forever, Joaquin. But let's switch gears. F1 race, Joaquin. Lando gets pole, wins the race. Piastri, a little mishap cost him. He was really fast too. Verstappen was awesome. Like, he did not let off Lando Norris. But all in all, of the 6 rookies, only 2 finish. Kimi Antonelli finishes 4th. He was 5th for a bit because they were going to penalize him. Then they deemed he did nothing wrong, bumped him up back to 4th. Mercedes finishes 3-4. And Alex Albon finishes off the top 5. And Canadian Boy in the 6th spot. But what did you make of the race? There was rain, 6 DNFs.
Chaos. Absolute chaos. Where you knew right away when they called for rain on the Sunday.
Yeah.
There was going to be some red flags, right? Street circuit, obviously with no cars really getting to an understanding of the track in the rain. Like maybe during practice they would have had but there's just no data, right? And like you said, 6 rookies and poor Isaac Hajar going in on the formation lap and smoking the wall, just crushing for some of these some of these rookies. But then, like Tim was saying, there's so many rookies in this, and it's a lot to handle. The power and everything's new to these guys. They're on circuits that they don't have a lot of experience at. You can really see what an experienced F1 driver, how they stock up against a guy with minimal time in an F1 cockpit. But saying that, you gotta commend Kimi Antonelli, man, for just nursing the car around, and not putting it in the wall. Unbelievable performance by him. I gotta say, but for me, the most disappointing thing, probably Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like, well, out of all the hype and everything, hearing the helmet cams of Lewis and his new race engineer just not on the same page at all. Very.
It's disappointing because he spent the whole offseason with them.
Yeah, but it's different when you're in there and all the emotions and the adrenaline's running, and just I'm sure he's been with Mercedes for so long, and there's just been a certain way to do things, right? You're just so used to them. And of course, once he gets into that familiar spot of being in a race, you're probably expecting to hear Bono's voice, you know, and to hear something else, and you could hear it in his voice, leave me to it. I need to focus. And they're constantly talking, and he seemed really upset in that drive. And it was kind of upsetting they were first for a bit there, right? Yeah. And they both wanted to pit.
Yeah.
They both wanted to come in, and they said stay out. So same old with Ferrari, making bad choices, I guess. But it's one race, and this weekend will be completely different.
Yeah, Charles Leclerc, 8th spot, Lewis Hamilton in the 10th, and then, like I said, 6 DNFs. Haas, very disappointing. Behrman and Ocon, last spots, 15, 16. They probably would have been last if everybody was in this race, Joaquin. Regardless, right? So, unfortunate for Carlos Sainz. Fernando Alonso. Bortoleto, who are, I was watching a lot of the pre-stuff, and a lot of people are high on this kid. Not Red Bulls.
No.
But the kid had a good qualifying. And then, like you said, it's just we're being asked on the inbox from Shovelhead is what happened to the rookies?
Just not used to it. Like they talk about the torque. You watch Isaac Hadjar going into the wall, and because so many other cars went on the same path, but he did hit the throttle a little bit and then just spun the car. Frustrating. Just especially on the formation lap, man.
And Piastri too, man. Like he was rolling. Like I was asking you in the break, he would have been second.
Well, yeah. Like it was crazy. They both went off. Yeah. That was nuts how they both went off there, and then Piastri goes off. I think he took out Lewis's front wing when he passed him there at the end too, to stay in the points, which is important, right? By the end of the year. But yeah, I think you got to say, well, of course, Lando, unreal, getting all the way around. But Max looks just like Max.
Would you drop Ferrari for fantasy right now?
No. It's that's such an anomaly, that race. After qualifying, one of my teams was way up and the other one was down, and they way down, and then they completely flipped.
I was first during qualifying.
Yeah, I know. But old Cass takes an early lead in the fantasy pool, which is great.
Van Owen says, my biggest disappointment was Lawson. After that weekend, I wonder if Checo and Ricardo have pulled their race suits out of the store. We were talking about that in the break.
Yeah, he did not look comfortable. He didn't look comfortable all weekend.
No, he didn't.
Nothing was working for him in that car. And yeah, it's the same thing, that meme with Ricardo and Albon up in the heaven or whatever.
I was going to send it to you. I saw that, yeah. Gasly.
It's Liam, I really, I don't know if you do, though. Do you switch seats and throw him back in the RB car and pull Yuki up?
Yuki, man, he was up there for the whole race and then just couldn't hold. He's finished his 12th. But and listen, Tim Harani, who's far more experienced in this than we are, he told us from in the offseason,
Big
he was
mistake.
worried about Liam Lawson.
Yeah.
He said it. He goes,
Yeah.
I don't think he's ready for a Red Bull team.
Out of all the rookies, he said his seat is probably the most vulnerable of being switched at some point because the way Max develops the car, it becomes so difficult for other drivers to adapt as quickly as he does.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing that's why Max is one of the best. And we'll see with Lewis Hamilton here, like how, and that's one of the things I want to talk to Tim about is kind of how is that switching to a different team? And we heard he lived on a trailer down at the Ferrari factory to try to get a handle on this whole thing. But there's one thing in a simulator. There's another thing in an actual race, and the steering wheel, how everything's done. I wonder if the progression of Hamilton, because now you kind of see where it's at, and it's low. I would say where I thought he would be with the team. Like there's a lot of stuff he needs to accomplish to be competitive, I think, every week.
He was very frustrated.
Yeah.
Very frustrated. Jason Leduc says signs went off before they went green too. Barry says, almost used my no negative chip this weekend because of the rain and all the rookies, but decided to hold on to it. Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating. Like, a lot of my guys in fantasy did not finish Joaquin. And I took Lance Stroll out because Tim said he wasn't sure about Aston Martin. You mocked me for having him in there, and then he finishes 6th. So next time, I'm just not going to listen to anyone.
So yeah, don't listen to me. But just to let you know, the top 10 as it stands in the EST F1 fantasy pool, we got Matt Cassian first, Lucas Holt
2,
Barry Cool 3, newcomer, might have to remove him. I'm bringing it up in 4th. Nanso 5th, very cool with 2 cars in the top 10. Lieutenant Eric 7th, Cass at 8, and then YouTube Trev 9, 10, and then Glue Guy out of the top.
Yeah, Dusty checked on the Allstream. He's 17th and 18th.
It's better than Tommy. Tommy is 29th and 30th. He's got actually -2 points.
Well, he forgot to put his second
he didn't
team
put it.
in.
Yeah, he didn't put his team in. So that team doesn't have any points. So Tommy is actually -2 points. In who did he pick? My gosh, how do you pick -2? That's awesome.
Lars says, Gager, has Lance ever had a higher finish?
Lance Stroll?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's been on a podium, hasn't he?
I'm pretty sure he's been on podium.
Yeah.
I'll check right
He can't.
now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it was in the rain where he was unreal. Like they always talk about Lance Stroll in the rain, and look what he was able to do.
He has 3 podiums.
Yeah. So
yeah, 3 podiums, and 1 pole position.
Nice.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this will be good, and like I said, this week will be a lot different. Actual racetrack. The weather looks okay. It's going to be the same all weekend. Different race times though. So
yeah, late.
Very late.
Which is awesome.
You like that better, hey?
Get on the couch, 1 a.m., watch the race. It's going to be awesome.
I like that. Yeah, because we got free practice 1. Oh, I didn't realize this. This week is actual sprint weekend.
There is, yeah.
So, it's free practice 1, and then at 9:30, and then at 1:30 we got sprint qualifying, and then 9 o'clock the next night.
So in terms of fantasy, does that change anything?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Lots, because now there's. Well, I'll have to look because before the deadline actually you didn't have to set your lineup until the sprint race. I have to look and see exactly when it is. I'll let everyone know.
It says 4 days, 6 hours, 46 minutes.
3 days till the weekend. Oh, okay, to lock it. All right, yeah. Yeah, I'll have a look. They might have changed the rules. I want to make
because
sure.
then our teams will be logged in for the sprint and the race.
Sprint, yeah.
Okay.
So And last year was different though. You could change you got points throughout, but you could change your team up to qualifying of the actual main race, but you still got points for the sprint race.
Yeah. So you're just getting double points.
Yep.
Barry says, on the fence about changing my team. Why? You're like 4th and 6th, bruh. Don't change your team. You've had success.
Yeah. It's tough. Well, you got to... I think what this weekend did most was show you that rookies are not reliable.
No.
So
Unless it's Kimi.
I'm sure you'll see a lot of people trying to go for... Lance Stroll will be on a lot of teams just because experience now, right? At least he's probably going to finish the race.
So, where'd you see the standings again? I just want to know which team. Okay, so my top team has Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird though, because I had Kimi and Piastri. Really, I think I would have been top 5 if Piastri didn't.
I know.
That bugs me. All right, we're going to switch gears. Coming up next, so we're going to talk to Salim Valji out of Calgary there from TSN as the Flames. Big game tonight in Toronto. Always fun when the Canadian team's there to play, and they're 2 points out of a wild card spot. But the good thing for the Flames, they have the most games in hand of the 4 teams. So they're pushing here, and we'll get a good idea of what's going on with the Calgary Flame. That's coming up next here on EST Afternoons. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant, all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. We're back after the break with Salim Valji. Here's Koob with your sports update.
Just one Canadian matchup with 5 games around the NHL. Toronto hosting Calgary, New Jersey, meeting Columbus before the Kings face off against the Wild. And on the court, there's 10 games. Raps play the Suns. The Knicks battle the Heat before Denver takes on Golden State. And Maverick star Anthony Davis is headed to the G League as he continues his recovery from a left adductor sprain. Davis has played just 1 game for his new team since he was acquired 6 weeks ago in a blockbuster deal that saw Luka Doncic become a Laker. And in spring training, the Jays lost 4-2 against the Phillies. Meanwhile, Toronto announcing that Jose Barrios will start opening day on the 27th against the Orioles. Plus, right-hander Max Scherzer continues to face thumb issues on his pitching hand after he hit the 50-pitch mark throwing against minor leaguers this morning. He underwent an MRI last week, seeing no structural damage to his pitching arm. Elsewhere, Canada's Rachel Homan beat Denmark's Madeline Dupont 9-3 in round-robin action at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. We have a quick break before Salim Valji joins EST Afternoons to chat some Flames. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Missing the course? The Canadian Ice House is here to keep your skills sharp. Trackman golf simulators are open. Real golf action right in downtown Edmonton. Don't let the off-season slow you down. Visit us in-store or check out thecanadianicehouse.com for all the details.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
UFC 314 goes down at the Canadian Brewhouse on April 12th. Watch every knockout on the most TVs with epic food and drinks in the best atmosphere. Don't miss the action. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Sprint qualifying. 2:21. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. Just figuring out some times for race weekend. Sprint qualifying on Friday, 1:30. Then the sprint is at 9 o'clock. Then qualifying on the Saturday is at 1 p.m. Is that right?
Yes.
And then the race is the following day, 1 a.m. our time. Did I get that right? Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
So it's going to be busy. Busy. And of course, you also have, if you're big into the IndyCar, it's IndyCar on the 23rd from the it's the Thermal Club Grand Prix in Cali.
Ooh.
So it should be another good one. It's not an oval, so it's going to be entertaining.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm all in. This has been fun, man. This is going to be great. It's frustrating when you have a bad team and you can only make 2 changes, but
look, don't take last weekend with a grain of salt for your fantasy teams. That's not going to happen. Well, you hope anyway. If 6 rookies are going to not finishing, yeah, there's going to be some changes. We'll see. Probably Ricardo does some stuff off here, but
or Checo. And then who else is waiting in the wings? Anyone else?
I wonder what the deal looks like with Valtteri Bottas with Mercedes, right?
The way Kimi raced, I think Bottas is like, damn.
I know he's probably hoping he went into the wall.
All right, we're going to talk some Calgary Flames right now with Salim Valji from TSN. Salim, how you doing, my friend?
Good. I was watching Drive to Survive this weekend, so I remember one of the guys called Valtteri the Finnish porn star there with his stash. So.
Yes, he did. Are you in a fantasy league for F1, Salim?
No, you know what? I never really got into fantasy sports in general. I try hard to not watch sports in the time off I have, and my buddies are super into it, but even for hockey or football, I've never really gotten into it. But I mean, Drive to Survive is a pretty sweet show, so that interests me. But beyond that, I mean, try to just watch my cycle of sitcoms on repeat, and that's kind of it in my spare time for watching TV. So
Nice. Well, let's get to the team you cover. They currently sit 2 points out of the last wild card spot, but they do have games in hand on St. Louis and Vancouver. They're in Toronto this evening. They're coming off a loss to the Avalanche and a shootout loss to the Canucks. That game was excellent. Salim, this team, what do you make of it? I mean, I think Joaquin and I all year said don't sleep on the Flames when a lot of people kind of had them, missing the playoffs, but they're right there and they're not falling off, are they?
No, good for you guys. Yeah, they've played well, but I think it really goes to show how much team chemistry matters. And I know it's kind of a cliche, but you think about the talent on paper last season, guys, the best shot blocker in the league in Chris Tanev, who they're seeing tonight, or at the time, a pretty decent two-way center in Elias Lindholm and others, right? Jacob Markstrom. And there was just no cohesion. I think it was kind of a fractured room. And then you come to this season where, it's a lot more settled. It might not be the most talented group on paper, but, they have an identity. They found that super early. And all of a sudden, they've authored a pretty successful season. A lot of it is on the back of goalie Dustin Wolf. But beyond that, guys, it goes to show, I think, that off-ice harmony can lead to better on-ice results than people realize. And I think Kadri and that whole leadership group have done a really good job of setting the tone. And it'll be a really exciting finish, right? If I recall, last season, the wild card was like there weren't a ton of races last season, whereas this season it's the opposite. And I mean, good for them. I don't think Huska is going to get Coach of the Year nods really because of the other impressive performances around the league, but he deserves to be mentioned in that 4 to 7 spot as having done the best coaching job this season. And the Flames are a real success story for the league.
What about looking at the Flames last, obviously the trade and Huberdeau coming over and not repeating what he did in Florida, obviously, but how is his kind of season turned around this year? Is this him just embracing his role within the team and now, leading the team in points, scoring 25 goals? What has his leadership role changed from last year to this year?
I think he was always pretty well appreciated for his leadership, even when he was struggling. I think, the getting over something so jarring and having changed your life, I don't think we realized what a big deal it was. And, even the difference in style of play, right? Going from the East to the West, which I think the West is a lot more physical and a lot more north-south, whereas the East, you have more room to create. There's more opportunities in the neutral zone. It took him a while, right? And then you factor in just the lack of chemistry he had with Lindholm and Kadri early on in his tenure, and they go back to Kadri, and it works now, right? And I think those two developed a really nice off-ice friendship that has led to their success on the ice. And I think Huberdeau, he would probably tell you that he let go of any notion that he was going to come close to that 115-point season. He kind of let that expectation go, and he's now killing penalties. He's out in the final minutes of games protecting leads. He's become a goal scorer. And I think that goes to show that it took him probably a lot longer than he would have thought to get past the trade. And he's really done a good job of changing his style of play. He's a two-way player now. He plays all situations, and he's trusted by a very defensive-minded head coach in Ryan Huska, which I don't think it happened overnight. Like, Huska visited him in Quebec over the summer, and you add all that up and this newfound chemistry he's got with Naz and Kadri. I mean, Huberdeau deserves a lot of credit for how he's handled the past few months and how he's kind of shed the expectation that came with that huge contract and that big season, and he's remade himself.
Salim, so I got to ask this question because it's the Flames are always so interesting. They never go on the full rebuild. It's always a retool. I mean, they're right there. There's a possibility they could be in the playoffs. Let's just say, Salim, they do not. Like, how's the fan base gonna kind of deal with that? Where again, they're in the middle of the pack. They won't get that high end draft pick, and they're just gonna miss out on the playoffs. How do you think that's gonna be handled in Calgary if that is the case?
Yeah, and then you remember that their first round pick might be property of the Habs, right? Yeah. With the Monahan salary dump deal. Look, I think the vocal fans on social media will tell you that it's the same old Flames. We tried to sneak in a couple of extra home playoff dates for the Dome before it gets demolished in a couple of years, and they didn't get it, and now it's the same old Flames. And I think in the past that would have applied, but I do get the sense they've got a really good plan in place here, right? Where in 2027, when that new rink is created, that's what this is all geared towards, right? And I think it would be vocal on social media as it is often, but overall, I think there's a recognition that they were on the right track here in Calgary, that they got picks and prospects from that fire sale from last season. I think there's a value to the kids, whether it's Coronado or Wolf or Connor Zary, playing meaningful hockey, playing playoff style hockey now, as opposed to, being the Buffalo Sabres where, we're not in the playoffs yet, but the Sabres season is effectively meaningless at this point. Right. And, so I think on social media, you might get a different impression where it would be sort of fire Conroy, all of that. But I think in general, people I've talked to at the Dome and people I've seen around Calgary, they believe there's a good plan in place, and it's been very intentional. And Conroy does a pretty good job of communicating with the fans as well, whether it's through press conferences or, even out around town. And I think there is a recognition that there is a plan in place, unlike seasons prior where it really did look haphazard and kind of Band-Aid. I think in this case, there's a pretty clear and concise 3-4 year plan. And, it would certainly, it would be pretty headline raising if they do make it. And there's a really good chance they will, but if they don't, I think the fan base is still pretty on board with what Conroy is selling here.
Slim, let's picture a scenario where the Flames do make it into the playoffs. Like from the games that I've watched, the Calgary Flames play, they tend to play a more playoff style, win by committee and claw and scrape and grind. Is there a worry of playing that type of hockey for so long and what they're going to have to do to make the playoffs that, of course, they would be considered the underdogs, but as we've seen in seasons past, you win and get in and see what happens. But is there a little bit of a worry that this could be quite a fatigued team just because of what they had to do to get to the playoffs?
You know what, Joaquin? I actually was thinking the other day, and this might be a different debate, but in a playoff series, would you rather have Stuart Skinner or Dustin Wolf, right? So
don't ask me that. I got to live here.
Yeah, I grew up in Edmonton, right? But it's a fascinating debate. But okay, they're down Michael Backlund, right? And Backlund, I think he only has 24 points this season, but he is their matchup center. He would be going against Matthews and Marner tonight. And you're seeing the effects of that, right? Because they might have to use Morgan Frost in a shutdown role. And, Blake Coleman's talked a little bit about how demanding and taxing this style is, like you said. And the result of that might be that you're beaten down in these, 65 to 82 game in the final kind of 15-ish games of the season. And you're seeing examples of that. The Flames went scoreless in Florida a couple of weeks ago. They had 3 shots through the first half of the game versus Colorado before they woke up. You can tell that, finishing your checks, blocking shots, being responsible defensively, skating 200 feet, that's starting to take its toll on the guys. And I think the real example of that is how it's only been 1 game, but the Backlund effect is in full display, right? So he's a huge loss, not really offensively, but because now, Nazem Kadri, instead of starting 66% of his shifts in the offensive zone, he was down to 43 versus Colorado. And that takes away basically one of your 2 offensive drivers in him and Huberdeau. So, it's taxing, it's grueling, and I think their lack of high-end depth is exposed because, 1 injury and 1 Connor Zary suspension, and you get 3 shots on goal through half a game. So it's taxing, and I do wonder if this road trip, how they look near the end, particularly because they've got the back-to-back coming up and then a couple of other tough games. But it is taxing, and players were talking about that, a few weeks ago. So I can only imagine how fatigued they are now.
Yeah, it's going to be a grind. One last one for you, Salim. I know Conroy got to work a lot earlier than the deadline, bringing in Frost and Farabee. How the 2 new players looked for Calgary?
I think a little bit. They have a little more to give. I'd say Farabee's probably been the better of the 2 guys just because he's out on the penalty kill. It's clear Huska trusts him more defensively than Frost, and maybe as to be expected, right? Frost is an offensive driver. Frost carries the puck into the zone. He might be one of their most skilled forwards already, but again, Frost was saying the other day that he's never really been a matchup center. He's not a guy that you can necessarily throw out on the penalty kill, or he's not ideal to have late in games. So I'd say Farabee, you can throw in a matchup role, and I think he's probably been the more impactful player, even though he's been less flashy. They're both going to be here for a while, I think, right? They fit that age range of that Conroy's looking for, but I'd say both have a little more to give, but Farabee's been the better of the two.
Salim, it's going to be a fun ride here for this last wildcard spot. 4 teams in the mix right now, and we'll see who gets it at the end. Thank you for taking the time, and I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Yes, sir. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care.
Salim Valji from TSN covering the Calgary Flames. Good question. Would you rather have Stuart Skinner or Dustin Wolf? Now, listen, this is the argument. Stuart Skinner's got more experience. He's been to the finals. But Dustin Wolf is up and coming. He might be the rookie of the year if this team gets in. I mean, that's a good question.
Look, but I understand, but I would still go with Stuart Skinner right now. Okay, too small of a sample size with Dustin Wolf, although he's played outstanding. The defensive structure of the Calgary Flames is a lot different than the Edmonton Oilers.
It is.
They like Slim just said, they are clawing, getting in, blocking shots, and making teams have to go through layers to beat you, right? That's that playoff style hockey, and probably the reason why, you're seeing one injury, and it makes such a difference to this team right now without that high-end skill that Slim was talking about. But yeah, it's a complete different setup than what the Oilers play now. Saying all that, both goalies, Vladar too, they've been out. What I've watched of the Flames games, they've been absolutely outstanding.
So they're coming off 2 losses. They're playing Toronto tonight, and then they get the Rangers, Devils, Islanders. So they're doing the road trip the Oilers just did. So this is an enormous 4 games for the Calgary Flames, who have games in hand. But that's the thing. Like, if they miss the playoffs, and once again, they're that mediocre team that never gets a high draft pick, and they're just kind of hanging out. But as a fan, I think Calgary fans would be like, just sacrifice 1 or 2 years. Let's get a high-end player and then move forward. I think because they've never done that, Joaquin.
Yeah, okay. So it's not a decade of darkness in Calgary by any means, right? But what would you rather have? Because, even with the Oilers, like, people go to games and are thoroughly disappointed with the amount of effort, right? Are you, as a fan, willing to sacrifice seasons of uncompetitive team? Is that a word? Uncompetitive? I don't even know. Or going to games and seeing maybe a middle of the pack team give it everything they got to win. Because they're going to be okay. Yeah. But I don't know. As someone, as a consumer, I'm paying that amount of money to go to an NHL game. I would rather go there with the hope that my team is going to win with their junkyard dog attitude, rather than a superstar team going, what are we going to get tonight?
Yeah, you make a good point, because I think for Calgary fans, they're loving this run. They're right there. It's going to come down. Only one team's going to get it. 3 teams are going to be very disappointed. What I'm saying is, I'm sure they prefer this than being 10 points out and knowing the season's over and just kind of looking forward to the draft and the offseason. I understand that, but then if they fall short, Joaquin, then it's kind of, you're doing the same things over and over, getting a pick from 16 to 25.
You don't know if
and like Salim said, they might not even get their pick.
Yeah.
So
they might as well go for it. And what's more important, your young guys that he mentioned, like the Wolf, the Zari, and
the other one?
The other one they mentioned, Sharon Govich is.
No, it's not.
I know, but he's younger too, right?
Yeah.
Like, getting these young guys playing meaningful games at the end of March and into April. Is that more important for you as an organization, say as Chicago, that's been out of the playoffs since November, and their superstar losing his mind?
Yeah. That's a good thing. Well, they don't have a superstar. They don't. They have a lot of really good players. Excellent players.
Dustin Wolf's a superstar.
Yeah, sure. But you just said you'd pick Skinner over him. So
yeah, Skinner's a superstar.
It's interesting what's going on with Calgary, because a lot of people didn't have them in the
fun team to watch
in the predictions before the season.
No.
Calgary was going to be at the bottom. You and I were like, don't sleep. I didn't think they'd be this good and still competing for a playoff spot.
Well, I think we've said that they'll be there at the end.
Sure.
I was worried about Wolf, but I liked that Vladar was there to lessen the load a little bit. But he's showing that he can handle it. That's
Big Uke says it's tough. Look at Minnesota. They have been competitive for a long time, have been to a conference final once in 2003. They are the prime example of never good enough to win, never bad enough to lose. Or to get a game-changing player.
They have a game-changing player, though.
They don't.
Who? Kaprizov?
No, Calgary.
Oh, Calgary.
He's comparing.
Okay.
No, they have Boldy, Rossi, Zuccarello. Speaking of others, that's picking Skinner over Wolf is crazy, Gage. But hey, Wolf's having a really good year. But I'd rather have experience on my side.
I guarantee you, flip-flop goalies, it's not much difference.
All right, we're 7 away from 100 thumbs up. Let's get there, please. And we'll continue the Oilers talk, the F1 talk some St. Patrick's Day, how many green beards Gage is going to have today. And there was a big trade made on this day many, many moons ago, and we'll fill you in on all that here on EST Afternoons. Let's get to 100, only 7 away. We're back after the break. Here's Koob with your sports update.
5 games dot the NHL slate. The Flames challenge the Leafs. Philly hits the ice in Tampa Bay while the Bruins take on the Sabres from Boston. And NBA action sees Toronto visit Phoenix. The 76ers and Rockets going at it before the Spurs play the Lakers. In Dallas, Mavericks star Anthony Davis is reporting to the G League as he continues his recovery from his left adductor sprain. He'll be out for 6 He's been out for 6 weeks, only seeing 1 game with his new team since being dealt from LA in a trade that saw Luka Doncic become a Laker. And the Jays lost 4-2 to the Phillies today. Max Scherzer reported earlier this morning that he has continued pain in his right thumb. He pitched 50 times against minor leaguers, seeing that issue rise once again. The 40-year-old underwent an MRI last week, seeing no structural damage to his pitching arm. On the ice, Canada's Rachel Homan got past Denmark's Madeleine Dupont 9-3 in the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
2 guys and a goalie.
Don't you dare. Throw me that spot, the guy. I'm sorry to do it, but it has to be brought up. The guy that you developed to play that spot is playing that spot very well somewhere else, and you don't have somebody to play that spot. Just over $2 million. Kapanen makes $1 million. No Kapanen, no Klingberg. You play Holloway right now.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Someday you'll be shedding your tears.
A one-of-a-kind retrospective. It's Glass Tiger, This Island Earth, April 4th at River Cree Resort and Casino.
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you
UFC 314 goes down at the Canadian Brewhouse on April 12th. Watch every knockout on the most TVs with epic food and drinks in the best atmosphere. Don't miss the action. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
.245, final segment here on EST Afternoons. The one and only Reed Wilkins will be with you from 3 to 6. You'll have Luke Gasnick, Jet Roberts. Fun show, as he always does. He's an absolute beauty. St. Patrick's Day, Joaquin. Celebrating?
No.
No green beer in your future? Ugh. No?
I used to do that.
Yeah.
But I got... My weeks, I can't... They're so busy, man.
Yeah.
Like, you get so much stuff I got to do. And, yeah, so it's, unfortunately, there will be no beers had. Green or not, or yellow.
I'm off the beer till Mexico, so.
What?
No beer. Yeah, the whole.
When are you leaving, tomorrow?
No, but what do you do? Are people partying today? Like, I don't know. We're old, man. We
Yeah, no. Like, who puts that day on a Monday?
Wow, just the way it works, right? But like, did people celebrate on Saturday, or is today like all the Irish pubs going to be busy, like O'Byrne's and there's a few other great spots.
I remember
Duggan's?
Brewster's.
Brewster's, yeah.
Remember Brewster's?
Yeah,
they used to have. Really?
I was a bartender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, long time ago. I got fired.
Skimming. No, they used to have green beer that my brother-in-law I used to go there with him for a beer.
Yeah, so let us know. Like, are people actually partying tonight?
Yeah, what's like?
Because I know when it lands like on a Thursday or on a Wednesday, like people start drinking like at 10 a.m. at the Irish bars, and it's like a whole.
Wasn't it in like Boston? Like
Yeah.
or Chicago, they dye the river. Boston, right?
It's like the whole day of partying. So is that happening today? Let me know. Hernan doesn't know. Because Tommy told me he went to O'Byrne's with his brother after the tournament to get a bite to eat.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, was it busy? He goes, well, when we were leaving, it was getting really busy. Because usually, like, you have to make reservations for St. Patrick's Day.
So maybe it was on the Saturday that everyone did it?
Yeah, maybe.
Huh.
No one knows, apparently. None of the nasties party. I don't believe that for a second.
I just had my son over.
Nice.
For dinner.
When?
I made something good, man.
Yesterday?
No, Saturday night.
What'd you make?
I made this like kind of this beef dip stuff. It was good.
Nice. I'm going to make some salmon today.
Oh, yeah? How?
I found a honey recipe online that I really like. Can try it out. I did it once. I didn't make enough, so I'm going to make a little bit more, so it's nice and juicy.
I'm a fan. The one way I make salmon, this is the Emerald Lagasse salmon. The cedar plank. Can't go wrong. But it has to be hot with a barbecue.
Crazy. So let us know. We are at over 100 thumbs up. Thank you so much. But yeah, are people partying today for St. Patrick's Day? Hernan really wants to know.
Yeah.
I could dress because they opened the new O'Byrne's, downtown.
Oh, in the Ice District.
Right by Joey's.
Yeah.
Where Crown and Rose pub used to be.
Across the street.
Yeah, right across the street. It's like attached to like a hotel. Yeah. I want to check it out, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love O'Byrne's. I think they have all you can eat fish and chips on Tuesdays.
Oh, I love fish and chips.
Oh, so do I. And they make it really good there. Like they're thick pieces of fish. So like you only get like max I could eat is 2. Yeah, so we'll see. Hey, Joaquin.
Yes.
On this day, sorry, man.
No worries. I'm here.
On this day, 32 years ago, the Edmonton Oilers acquired Dougie Wade from the Rangers for Esa Tikkanen.
Really?
2 of my favorite players. I loved Esa Tikkanen, but I knew at that time the Oilers were rebuilding. They weren't very good, and the Rangers were stocking up for their playoff run.
Great trade.
Like, I loved Esa, but man, Dougie Wade came here and was a star.
You could see he was a star. I would say the the year I played with him, my first year, he became a bona fide superstar because that's when he went to the World Cup of Hockey.
Yeah.
He was playing with Brett Hull. I mean, maybe the year before, I guess. I'm not saying I was the reason why Doug Weight became a superstar, but it was partially because of what I did. But no, he was awesome. 100-point season on that team.
What a trade. Because you were sending an older Estetikin in whose best days were behind him.
And getting a future superstar.
And you got a future superstar. Like, this guy was awesome. Awesome.
God, he was good. He had a little bit of the Connor McDavid syndrome that he's going through now. I really think that Connor McDavid doesn't have confidence that he can score goals. Dougie always looked to defer, and he had a great shot.
But I think, because Dougie was more of a playmaker than a goal scorer.
So was McDavid. But I mean,
but
still.
McDavid's passing up like straight shots.
Like there's no one in front. It's just him and the goalie.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's looking for a pass.
Like if that's McKinnon in that situation where McKinnon's shooting it.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw Tommy Gazzola sent us a text about this. Daryl Cates ranked the 22nd best owner in the NHL.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So willingness to spend, he was ranked 4th. Organizational stability, 28th.
28th?
Because of all the coaching changes, GM changes.
Yeah.
Treatment of the fan base, 24th, probably because of the high prices.
Well, the Oilers slide really coincides with the hike in playoff seats and next year's season tickets.
And then franchise vision, 22 ranked. Not high.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because there's always rumblings he wanted to get Yakupov, right? And
he went in there and said, "We're taking
him. We're not." Who did the Oilers want to take? Was it Morgan Riley? Murray,
the defenseman, who wasn't very good either.
No,
but he had a better career than Yakupov.
Well, he was.
What the hell was his name? Murray. Was it Murray?
Was it Murray?
Ryan Murray?
Ryan Murray. Was it Ryan Murray?
Didn't they get him back a couple of years ago? Wasn't he here a couple of years ago?
Did they get him?
Think so. Wasn't he?
Let me look.
I think they did. They said better late than never.
Let's see here. Now, those are rumors. I don't know if that really happened.
I don't know. Yeah, that was the rumor that they wanted to get. And
he did play here.
Yeah.
How the hell do I not remember this?
He came back.
22, 23.
Because he played 13 games?
Yeah.
It's hard to remember every player, right?
I would still remember it. That is insane.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Dallas Aikens ruined Yakupov from Giancarlo.
I felt really bad for Yakupov when, and this is obviously probably hearing rumblings that he wasn't well liked in the room, whatever, but the final game at Rexall, I was sitting beside him and I could see the way, at that point, it did look like there was the Oilers. I mean, they weren't making the playoffs. It looked like a fractured room. Like there was definite cliques of guys that were together and whatever. I was there for 2 seconds, but obviously some outside influence, but no one, like Yakupov I felt bad for him because no one acknowledged him at all.
Yeah.
And he was gone. The fans liked him, and I don't know what he was like in the room or whatever. But
I met him at Joey's one.
I mean, it's tough. And I know that he played junior at Sarnia, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And his English was pretty good, but just imagine, I got a taste of it. Obviously I was a lot older and so it didn't affect me that much. But going into a country, no one speaks your language. The stores are completely different. It's hard. When I was first in Sweden, I walked around with a English Swedish dictionary. Right. And
some people think it's easy. Oh, we know English, so you should know. Well, that's not their language.
No. Most Swedes do speak English anyways. But I mean, the anxiety I felt the first time in a grocery store, just, is she going to ask me if I want a coupon or something, just anything. And I had all my lists of things. I don't speak Swedish. I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. I had all these things ready. And I was butchering something to death. Because I just milk, and she asked me something about the yogurt or whatever, and then I tried to respond in Swedish, and she kind of laughed and responded in English.
Nice.
And I was just like, oh God, thank you. But she appreciated the attempt, right? So
yeah, no, it's tough, man. It's even when I go to Chile, man. Like I know how to speak Spanish, but like I'm still intimidated, and sometimes I gotta know how to order a certain thing. And I remember we were at a deli one time with my buddy, and his Spanish is horrible, and they were like literally laughing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was.
But you, as a young kid in the streets of Chile, like when you ran around the streets of Edmonton.
I was born here, Gager. Hey, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen and restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4.
Did you have that beard as a kid too? Did your facial hair as a little kid in Chile too, right?
No. Took a while to get facial hair for good old Hernan. Anyways, fun show. Big shout out to Salim Volji from Calgary, TSN. Tomorrow, Oilers game day. We'll tee up Oilers in Utah. We'll continue the F1 talk, looking ahead to the weekend's 2 races, sprint race, and then the main race as well. Heat and smoke. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right? Keep it locked here for the Reed Wilkins Show, 3 to 6. For Joaquin, Gage, Zach Kubish, I'm Hernan Salas. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.
Throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's got the best flavor? Come taste the heat and get your wing fix anytime. Plus 69-cent wings all day Wednesdays. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.